Our juvenile court clerk. Mr. Smith, if you would introduce the former councilman sitting to your right and tell us what he does that's useful today, and anybody else that's with you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have with me today the budget analyst director for the juvenile court clerk's office and former council member, Mr. Julius Sloss, who does a great job. Proud to say that he is a staff member with the juvenile court clerk's office and keeps us in line down there with our finances.
Thank you. Our threshold question is, Mr. Smith, can you operate your office within the mayor's proposed budget?
We can operate within the mayor's proposed budget.
Thank you. The floor is yours for any comments you wish to make.
Thank you again. Thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today. I'm proud to say we've had another great year at the juvenile clerk's office. We are currently, as of today, about $90,000 over our projected budget, and hope to, by the end of fiscal year, be somewhere in the range of $115,000 to $130,000 over our projected numbers. Those numbers are in...
Mr. Smith, that's on the revenue side?
That is on the revenue side.
Okay, I'm sorry. We knew you were doing good stuff. I just wanted to make sure everyone understood that you...
Yes, sir.
That was not on the expenditure side.
No.
Okay.
No. Well, no.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. Those numbers are in part in the increase of petition filings by the new company that is contracted through Metro Government, or through Child Support Services, rather, Young Williams, who we have seen a huge increase in petitions being filed daily through their services, sometimes to the tune as many as 80 petitions a day, which we get reimbursed back from the state for those filings. That, along with just the relationship that we have now joined with the court side and working together with them and explaining to people doing business with the juvenile clerk's office and the juvenile court why costs are involved and why they need to pay these costs, and it's really helped a lot just through communications with people doing business there with the courts. I'd also like to commend the efforts of the collection agency, Robinson, Reagan & Young, who is contracted through Metro Government in helping us collect outstanding fines and costs that are just laying dormant, and we've made every effort possible to collect those, and in the last 4 years since we've signed on with them as a collection agency, they have shown us about $110,000 return into our revenue as well. We've collected and generated our computer fund, which has really helped us a lot. We get $4, and that's set out by the legislator. We get $4 for every filing fee or filing that comes across the counter, and we've been able to supply desktop scanners for our courtroom clerks and the court clerks downstairs to keep us up to date and current on our scanning project that we undertook 3.5 years ago with the assistance of this body when you graciously gave us funds to pursue that. And I want to thank you again, and I'll do that each year, for allowing us to do that, because it's really helped a lot now that we are current on all of our scanning. At this time, I would like to thank Director Riebling and his finance office and Deputy Mayor Hinote for their help with us in this budget cycle. Alicia back there, who is our budget analyst, and thank her for everything she does for us. And I want to thank the staff of the Juvenile Clerk's Office for their hard work and dedication and professional services they provide every day throughout the year. We've got a great staff in place. I couldn't ask for a better staff, hardworking, and look forward to working with Judge Callaway in the very near future. And in that, I'll close, and we're here to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Councilman Claiborne.
So I don't have a question about your budget, and you talked about your scanning, and I know when you took office that there was a considerable problem with records and the availability of records and so on. So yes, I think I heard you say in your last remark there that you are current, meaning that all of the files are available now in a computerized fashion.
All the files back to what we call an age-out date, so all the files back to 93 this year, I guess. Anything prior to that would not be, simply because they're in archives now and they're not needed as available. They're not
anything recent or
Right.
current.
Anything that's filed across the counter, if you filed a motion today, it would be scanned immediately before it was ever put in the file.
So there's no problem with the court getting access to that? and
None whatsoever.
Having it at, okay.
None whatsoever.
That's,
And if you hear a complaint, please let me know so we can address it.
right. Well, I think that's a great achievement for y'all to have, I don't know how many records that you had to do, but,
It's about 60,000.
okay. So when did you actually finish that
It
tab?
started in February of 2011 and concluded, we were actually able to put together 12 temporary bodies, and the funding helped with FEMA and the Metro Council from the 4% fund, and we put 12 people together, 6 two-man teams, 2 men, 2 women teams, and one would pull the staples and give them the file, and they were having to feed them individually. And it took from February to end of October of 2011.
Okay.
And,
All right.
and from that point forward, we just
You've just
continually
been keeping up
stay
as it
current.
comes in. Okay,
That's
great.
correct.
Thanks.
Councilwoman Gilmore.
Thank you, Chair Stein. I just want to tell both of you, great job. I appreciate both of you. You're very helpful to my community, and awesome job with the revenue of $140,000. That's pretty impressive. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Mr. Smith, thank you for being with us. Thank you
Thank
for the
you.
good work you do.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.